Okay, so many of you now have done the dovetail joinery on the sides or on the corners of your drawer, right? The next step is actually doing the dados on the backs here. Okay, so what you guys are going to do, very simple table saw procedure, just like we've gone over with table saw. The dado pack is already in there, so it's set at 3/4 of an inch wide. And you're going to dress the stock for your drawer back to 3/4 of an inch. You're going to set the height on that to half the thickness of your drawer side. You're going to start an inch up from the back, and you're going to just go ahead and run a dado on each inside face of your drawer sides. Okay, so pretty simple on that. Just a standard dado procedure for that. After doing that, we need to actually cut a dado in the bottom as a slot for where our drawer bottom is going to fit. Okay, now as you guys can see there, the drawer back is actually not the same width as the sides or the front. It's actually cut to the exact width from the top of the drawer side to the top of the dado in here that we're going to cut. Okay, and the purpose for that is so that we can cut our drawer bottom as a total extra piece afterward and slide it in. Right, so it's going to slide in just like so. And then we can take just a couple of little finishing nails and just pop them in there just to set it in place. Okay. The reason for this is kind of, I guess, traditional more than anything. We're building furniture for generations, right? This is hopefully going to last longer than you are. So there's a good chance that depending on what contents are in this drawer, that if there's any moisture or anything, the bottom of the drawer is going to be the first thing that rots out. So the whole idea of this being able to take the bottom in and out is so that it's replaceable. Okay, we can slide this bottom out, put a new one in, and that's just kind of traditionally how drawers are made. So we're gonna kind of do the same thing. Okay, James. We got James's drawer here, and it's looking good, James. You're going to dry fit your pieces, so we've got two sides and we've got a front, and James has decided that this is going to be the top of his drawer. So we're going to take a pencil and we're going to put a mark inside here, about 1/4 of an inch up from the bottom. We're going to put a mark all the way around exactly where we want this dado to actually you guys, you're going to put a mark in here, right? So we're going to draw a line actually completely around exactly where we want this dado to happen. Okay, because when we pull this apart, we don't want to be trying to guess where these lines are. Trust me, people have come to me with dados on the outsides, dados on the front, dados on the top, on the bottom. Draw the lines, lay this out, dry fit it, put the line, draw the lines in exactly where you want the dado to be so that when you actually go to cut it, you're going to cut the line off. You know exactly where it's going to be. Okay? So, we'll put those aside. We've got it figured out exactly where things are going to go. Now we have to do some setup here. Okay? The dado is going to be 1/4 inch wide, and it's also going to be 1/4 inch deep. So the first adjustment is that, safety, you're going to unplug the router, right? And we're going to adjust the height of our 1/4 inch straight bit for our router at exactly 1/4 inch high. So if you can kind of zoom in on that a little bit there, Josh. I've already adjusted the height of this router, so we're sitting right at 1/4 inch above the height of the table. Okay? Now the other adjustment is that we want to make sure that our fence is located exactly 1/4 of an inch, so that there's 1/4 inch between the fence and where the bit begins. Okay, so we're going to leave ourselves 1/4 inch underneath the drawer bottom. Right, and we're going to actually just tweak that just a little bit, exactly at 1/4. So secure the fence. And now we're set up. Okay? We have to use these two stops on the fence here for this, all right? When we're doing our front, this is we're going to actually be doing a drop cut and a stop cut, okay? We don't want to go all the way out because we're going to blow a big hole here then, right where the joinery is, and we don't want to have a big hole in the actual joinery.
People done that
Right.
before.
Again, people have done that before. Yeah, seen it all. Right, so we're actually going to stop. We're going to stop the cutter right about here, right about halfway through the joinery. Okay? Same thing over here, about halfway through the joinery. So when I position this, I'm just going to set it right down on here. And I'm just going to adjust this stop over to the end of my board. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So this is actually really simple, but it's just something that you can't forget. Okay, so now I've got two stops. I'm going to be able to come over here, slow and smooth. I'm going to drop cut this using the hitchhiker position, right? Fingers in, so thumbs and finger control, and bring this along really nice and slow and smooth. I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to turn the machine off. I'm going to turn the router off while I'm holding this piece here. We're going to wait for the router to stop and then pick the piece up. Okay? So, ready to roll. Safety-wise, what do I need to remember with a router? Safety glasses and earmuffs. It's pretty loud, this thing. Alright, so, here we go. Sleeves up. Okay, so we just hold it there until, here we go. All right? There we go. Okay, so there's my first slot there. Any questions so far? Good? All right. I'm not actually going to do this, but I'm just going to explain what's going on. Both of the two sides, we have to do exactly the same thing. Only because we only have one set of joinery, we're only going to do, say on this one, for example, we're going to do a drop cut. You're going to have to readjust this because the length of your side is not the same as the length of your front. Right, so we would readjust this for about there. So again, I'm taking off that line. So I would do a drop cut. I would move this one out of the way so I can just run all the way out the back. Right? Same thing for this one. I'm actually going to start with this one all the way to the way, run it all the way in until it stops. Again, okay? So the same kind of idea, just we only have to stop it or start it on one end. Okay? And there you go.
Hey.